Welcome back to MotoGP A to Z, where we keep it fast, fun, and just technical enough that your brain doesn't melt. Today, we're at the Cathedral of Speed, Assen, a track so legendary even the curbs have history. So, join us here if you're looking to improve your lap times around Assen, you're new to the game, or you're just wanting to pick up a few tips. Hopefully this one can help you out. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share, and stick around for the other episodes on the channel. It's now time to jump down into some track history. So, Assen is one of the most historical tracks on the GP calendar, as it has been pretty much there since the whole entirety of MotoGP being a thing. It used to actually be a street circuit spreading over 17 kilometers, and this has over the years been reduced down to the format we see it in today. It was a very historical track, and it still means a lot to the MotoGP calendar and motorcycling worldwide, and as such we have seen some fantastic races here over the years. With that all taken into account, let's jump into how you can learn to ride this historic track smoothly, fastly, and just improve yourself around the Cathedral of Speed. Let's jump into breaking down the first sector. Now you have this tight, pretty much 90-degree right-hander, deceptive to break into. Now you want to make sure that you hit nice and smooth lines through here. Stay central in the track and just keep feathering the throttle where you can. It's a very tight and twisty sector 1. With the crown jewel being the Struben corner. As you start to put the power on, put the ride height device on as we go on to the back straight. Well, let's jump into sector 2 now, and this is a very different beast to sector 1. It's a lot more flowing. You've got this back straight here. I did say to put the ride height device on. I recommend don't, because you're going to need to go into this fast right hand kink, flick and the change of direction into turn 7, and that is sector 2. Very quick, very easy. Now sector 3, it's a very similar thing. I like to keep a tighter line here to get a good exit through this little kink section and start braking just where that exit road comes in, just to be nice and smooth and consistent and flowing. We're going to go into this right hand series of corners here. Very smooth, all sort of bringing out the potential of the Yamaha here with Quartararo. That brings us into the 4th sector. Now the 4th sector, if those other sectors were the vegetables on the plate, the 4th sector is the meat. It is the thing you are here for. It is the thing that keeps you on the edge of your seat. It is the money maker. Flying through the right left-hand corner into turn 15 and into the absolutely iconic chicane section. Now make sure you don't fluff your lines. You could lose a lot of time through here. Back onto the main straight, and that is the full lap there. Let's jump down and do a full lap now. Okay, so now we're going to jump down into a full lap, but I wanted to do a couple of laps first with the ideal trajectory on and the gamepad viewer, just to give those that are really learning the game still and needing that bit more extra advice, we're going to do this for them. I will admit this isn't my perfect lap because I'm not used to playing with ideal trajectory, but it's a good way to give you an idea of where the braking markers are, and by all means don't feel you have to turn it off. If you need it on and it's something that helps you, use it. It's all about enjoying the game, not being frustrated with the game. So as you can see, the first sector is a very tight, twisty sector, but it's crucial to keep up your mid-corner speed and get your exits nailed on, because you need that run down this sort of back straight here, one of the back straights that are kind of here at Assen, and give you a really good run into these fast left, right and left-handers. Then in the second sector, you're coming into a more flowing part of the track. It's all about your speed, keeping that speed going, maintaining a smooth line. As you can see, I do brake a bit before where the ideal trajectory suggests to, only because I prefer to smooth brake, because I feel like it's easier to get the bike stopped in the recent GP games with modulating your brake input and not going way too hard on the brakes. If you go way too hard on the brakes, then it's a whole different story. The bike's going to run wide. It's just not going to be a fun time for you. So with that being said, we're a bit wide there into turn 15, the Ramshook corner. And you can see we're coming into the very iconic last timber chicane, or whatever they call it. And there we go. That gives you a bit of an idea of what the lines are around here. Now let's do that again without the ideal trajectory and give the game input on the right hand side of your screen, just to give you a little bit of a visual aid as to what's sort of happening. And then the next lap is going to be what my actual complete hot lap is anyway at the same time. So as you can see, we're just clipping the apex through this sector. I like to keep a nice tight line here. It keeps good mid-corner speed, and particularly with the Yamaha, it does feel quite good in the corners. Cutting back a tight apex here, back onto the power, flicking through the gears as fast as we can. Doing a little bit of short shifting here just to get to 5th or up into 6th. Now we're just almost kissing that curb there. Flicking the bike over, coming into the left hand, a beautiful part of the track. This is a very fun part of the track. Coming in close to the apex again and coming out wide, trying to maintain that speed, taking nice sweeping lines. Smooth on the brake input here, and then back onto the power. And now it's a sort of tricky set of right-handers. We are riding the curb there a little bit. That's not ideal. But again, you're just hugging that inside line as much as you can and getting the speed and power back on as we come down this back straight section here. Now this is very easy to run wide with your braking a little bit, so just sort of ease your braking through here and try and coast and put the power back on into the timber birch chicane. Heavy braking, one of the hardest braking zones. And then we've got a flick to the left, flick to the right, flick through the gears, and we are back to the start line. Now let's jump in and do what my quickest lap actually was over my time doing the MotoGP Academy. This one I didn't actually record a game input for, I forgot to at the time, but let's see how it goes. So coming into turn 1, just kissing that apex there, nice and smooth, coming back out to the exit, back into the apex. It's sort of just letting the apexes come to you. Ooh, this is wider than I would usually run, but I think it's okay. We've managed to come back to the apex here. Sometimes if you accelerate too hard and brake too hard in that change of direction, you can cause yourself to crash, so do be cautious of that. And then you just go through the gears. We're already into 6th gear here, and then we're just tipping it in back through the gears, just letting the bike engine brake as much as possible and just flowing through the sectors as it comes to us. Nice and easy there, just smooth inputs, nothing too crazy. And just bringing ourselves ever so close towards the curbs there. Ideally not using the curbs too much, because the curbs can cause you a little bit of time loss, particularly on the inside curbs. Outside curbs you can kind of get away with using a little bit, but you just try and that's not too little. Okay, and then you can see here we've got great mid-corner speed. We've kept it all good, braking into the last corners. Just, there we go, just kissing those apexes and across the line for a 1:31.894.